A right cylinder is inscribed in a right cone. Look, for this one, let's consider for the blue. If we consider, for example, H1 and R1, okay? And for this cone, H2, R2. What's the relationship? So let's work on this part. From this part, with its diameter, what can we write in terms of an equation?
So 2R1 is equal to H2.
H1, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now it says the cone has diameter 10 and altitude 12. So R2 is what?
So R2 is 5 and H2 is 12.
Exactly. And it says find the radius of the cylinder. So we should find what?
R1.
Yes. Do you know cross section means what?
I think I've heard of it, but
Cross section, look, working with 3D is harder than working with 2 dimensions, right? Usually
yeah.
3D is harder than 2D. So if we want to change 3D to 2D, we should see, for example, from one side. We can see from top or we can see from the front. And then it will be a cross section because when you see from the front, it will be like 2D, right? The red figure will be what if you see from the front?
From the, like this angle, it's like a triangle and then...
Exactly, it will be a triangle, right? And can you tell me the cylinder will be what if you see from the front?
Is it like a rectangle?
Exactly, good job. It will be a rectangle. Now that we know it's a rectangle, so this one is a rectangle. And okay, so let's calculate these things. If I draw a height from this one it is A, for example, this one is B, this one is C, this one is D, this one is E. This one, for example, is F. AF is what?
AF is H2 is 12.
Exactly. BF is equal to FC is equal to what?
5.
5. So let's consider this one L. DL is equal to LE is equal to what?
Is equal to R1.
And LF is equal to what?
H1.
LF, this one.
LF is H1.
Exactly, is equal to H1, and H1 is what in terms of R1?
2R1.
Exactly. Okay. So now you don't need to focus on this part. Only focus on this 2D figure, on this triangle. And you should find R1 is what. Okay? One thing for finding R1 here, or want to try on your own?
I'll try.
Okay, sure.
Would there be any other like relation between like H1? I mean,
You should use
H2
similar
and
triangles. If you use similar triangles, you can easily solve. Want more hint, or that's enough?
I think that's good.
Okay.
Would N be half of BF? Like BN is half of BF?
Can you tell me which triangles here are similar?
Triangle DBN and triangle ECM.
DBN and ECM, yes, they are. We can say
And
that
also
also. For example, ABC also, we can say similar to what larger triangle?
ADE.
Exactly, AD. So if you write the ratios, what over what is what over what is what over what?
So AB over BC is
AB over
equal.
BC. No, look, AB over BC is all of them from one of them. It is only for when we have one equation useful. When we have two equations and three fractions, you should say, okay, from ABC, what corresponds to ADE? Okay. So, for example, AB corresponds to what in AD?
AD.
AD, good job. Then what over what?
Then BC over DE.
BC over DE, good job. What else?
And then AC and AE.
Oh, now if we plug in, and also we can say another thing, what over what. Yeah, given two triangles are similar, the ratio of their heights are equal.
Yeah,
To the
so
sides. And because here, look, we have AL and, for example, LF and these things, so it is what over what?
H1 over H2.
Exactly, AF over AL or H2. No, not H2, because H2, look, is this one. It is AF H1 over H1 minus H2, this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's plug in all things that we have AB, AD, and this one. We don't have these things, but BC, we can plug in these things. BC is what?
BC is 12. No, it's 10.
Yes, it's 10. D is what?
Which DE is R 2R1.
Yes.
Which is equal to H1.
2R1 or H1. Because we want to find R1, let's write all things in terms of R1. Okay.
Okay.
And then AF over AL. AF over AL is what over what? In terms of R1.
12 over 12 minus H1.
H1, yes. In terms of R1 will be what?
2R1?
Exactly. So these two fractions are equal. Now you can find R1, right? Okay, so calculate R1.
Is R1 equal to 30 over 11?
30 over 11b. Okay, let's check. 10 over R1 is 5 over R. 10 over 2R1. 5 over these. 12 over that is 6 over 6 minus R1. If we cross multiply 30 minus 5R1 is 6R1. So 11R1 is 30. So R1 is 30 over 11. Good job. What's your next question?